Heyo, Greg Branos here for the Coachspeak Index. Yeah, what up? Sarah Rain there singing I've Gone Bad. She will be at that party that I was talking about on last week's podcast, March 7th, 2026, out here in Los Angeles. Gonna be crazy. Gonna be the wildest party you've ever been to. I guarantee it. Just tell me what collateral you want me to put up. If I lose my side of this bet, I'll do it. It's gonna be, God, I can't wait. I can't wait. And I can't wait until I finish this podcast recording, knock some press conferences out of the way, and then jump on Underdog Fantasy and get in some more of these dog bowls. Not many weeks left to qualify for that in Kansas City. When it's 200,000, 250,000 for first place. One of those two numbers is correct. It's a lot of money, okay? It's a ton of money for picking 6 football players. It's I'll be dog bowling tonight in the second half of this game, I believe. So jump on Underdog, maybe jump in a draft with me. Got a QR code here in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen for Underdog. Get up to $1,000 in bonus cash plus a free pick'em there. Do some drafts, do a dog bowl if you're into NBA. Got NBA contests, got pick'ems. Had to do a Victor Wembanyama pick'em last night for my native Frenchman. He came through. Appreciate it, Wemby. He looks like he's about 9 feet tall now, 10 feet tall. Somewhere in there. God, he's gigantic. Stop growing at this. I'm becoming concerned for Wemby at this point. All right, let's talk some football here. Got a few things from the Coachspeak Index Discord that we will talk about. And let's start out with a running back. Tampa Bay Buccaneers head coach Todd Bowles was asked why there has been such a large discrepancy between Rachaad White and Sean Tucker's snaps. Rachaad White played 90% of the snaps in week 7. Bowles said, quote, "That's the way the game went. We definitely want to get Sean more snaps. We talked about that as a staff, and we understand he has to get more snaps. Rachaad can't take that much of a load week in and week out, or something's going to happen to him as well. So we got to get Sean's reps up." End quote. Todd Bowles has a 75% reliability rating on usage and workload Coachspeak, which is like right at the top of the danger zone where you want to be kind of cautious about just blindly trusting a coach. Also, Bowles has been untruthful on Coachspeak about Sean Tucker's workload in the past. Happened a couple times last season. Week 8 is the dreaded Bipocalypse, so maybe you're scrambling to find a running back to plug in. I would not bank on Todd Bowles' Coachspeak here. I believe that in order for Sean Tucker to get more snaps, it's got to be an extremely positive game script. Sean Tucker played on 22.6% of snaps in an 11-point win over the Niners in week 6. But then in week 7, when the Bucs spent pretty much the entire game playing catch-up, Sean Tucker played just 10.1% of snaps. Tampa Bay is a 4-point road favorite this week, traveling to New Orleans or New Orleans or Nolans. However you pronounce it, that's where they'll be. Talk about our wide receiver here. Jacksonville Jaguars, right after Travis Hunter turned 14 targets into 8 catches for 101 yards and a touchdown in London last Sunday. Their head coach, Liam Cohen, said in his post-game presser that, quote, there definitely was a plan going into the game that we wanted to utilize him more on the offensive side of the ball, specifically trying to get the ball into his hands, end quote. And then the next day, Liam Cohen was asked whether he will update the plan for Travis Hunter during this bye week in week 8. Cohen said, I think that is absolutely going to be part of the conversation this evening with both sides of the football. I thought there were some definite flashes on offense yesterday, and he had a great pass breakup on defense. We are going to play the best 11 as much as humanly possible after this bye. We've kind of gotten a sample size of everything in the first 7 weeks. Things are looking much, much better for Travis Hunter now. I know he was dropped in a lot of leagues before that week 7 performance, but this is kind of the way that things have been trending. And yeah, maybe we should not have expected Travis Hunter, in week 1 as a guy who's playing on both sides of the ball to, be looking like a third-year NFL starter. Okay, he was a very, very smart guy in college, obviously. Very, very talented, but it can take a while to transition in the NFL, and that's just if you're playing one side of the ball. And Travis Hunter came in; he was playing both sides. That's obviously why they traded so much draft capital for him, because he can play on both sides, and he can play on both sides to a pretty high degree. Got a high ceiling there, especially on offense. Liam Cohen talking during the offseason about how good this guy is in space, saying that, you'd like to see him play about 80% of snaps. You want to get the ball into his hands in space. And now he's talking about that again after these games where they've gotten him the ball in space, and he's done really incredible things with it. Travis Hunter, he's starting to get it. He's starting to line up in the right spots. That's something that has plagued him and the offense for a little bit, but it's starting to come together. And now I feel like a lot of this just kind of hinges on Trevor Lawrence. He's not a great quarterback, but if he's going to feed a ton of targets to Travis Hunter like he did in week 7, 14 targets, we'll start to see some production there. Pick if he still happens to be on waivers in your league for some reason, pick up Travis Hunter. And we got the post-bye rookie bump before the bye for Travis Hunter. So now they have an entire week to look at things here. And he's just simply one of their best receivers, okay? You can't not have this guy out on the field. Another encouraging thing is that Travis Hunter's played a little bit more outside receiver. When Liam Cohen was talking during training camp and the offseason about, he's really just an F receiver. He's just a slot receiver. So it's pretty clear that they are realizing, and maybe this was, part of the plan all along, to just bring him slowly along, and then as he's really up to speed, as he's really catching on, just kind of unleash him, because we all knew what the talent was here with Travis Hunter. Very good with the ball in space, just an elite ball hawk when the ball is in his area, whether it's on offense or defense. Again, the draft capital, they traded a crazy amount of draft capital, and I know we were all complaining during the first several weeks of the season, why aren't they using him 100% of the snaps immediately? This is how things go sometimes. It's not always immediate. Sometimes you need half a season or so. And, it's a progression. It's a progression with all of these players. Speaking of progression with a player, this is another rookie, another, kind of slow build here, but another big explosion spot. I'll stop teasing it. This is a tight end for the Los Angeles Chargers. We have now seen back-to-back monster games for rookie tight end Oronde Gadsden. 7 catches for 68 yards on 8 targets in week 6. And then 7 for 164 and a touchdown on 9 targets in week 7. Gadsden played at least 75% of snaps in both of those contests. This was a guy who head coach Jim Harbaugh and offensive coordinator Greg Roman started really talking up during training camp this past Monday. Greg Roman said that Gadsden is highly competitive, highly detailed. He wants to round out his game. He's a strong dude. He's just never been asked to block before. He's getting better and better. He'll be a really good blocker. So we're just throwing him in there more for that. Jim Harbaugh actually said during training camp that if Gadsden is a really good pass catcher and gets separation and gets open, he could get on the field even if he did very little as a blocker. That's not something that you hear from head coaches a lot. They want all their tight ends to be able to block, or so they say, right? But Harbaugh's like, no, you know what? If he's an elite pass catcher, then yeah, sure, we'll put him out on the field. Harbaugh also mentioned this week for the second time this season that they had to keep kicking Oronde Gadsden out of the building during training camp because Gadsden was always trying to get extra work in the weight room or trying to get in some extra film study, just always trying to do as much as humanly possible, trying to do as much as he could do before one of the Chargers staff members or Harbaugh or somebody would say, hey, man, nobody's here. You got to go home, okay? When you combine the kind of work ethic that Oronde Gadsden has with the on-field talent that he is putting on display, the ceiling here is extraordinarily high. These are vaulted ceilings for Oronde Gadsden. Michelangelo he's up on scaffolding. He's painting Oronde Gadsden's ceiling. It is so high. All right. I wanna give you a little nugget here. This isn't about a player. This last thing that we're going to talk about, but I want to give you a little nugget that I put into the Coachspeak Index Discord that one of these head coaches said doesn't have much to do with fantasy, but may come in handy if you were betting on props and lines and that sort of thing. Falcons head coach Raheem Morris stated on Wednesday that I like taking the opening kickoff. It helps us with our time of possession. That's been a calling card of ours. That's been helping our identity. That's been helping us establish the run. That's been helping us get off to some fast starts most of the time. Not saying we're going to take the ball first every time, but that's what our identity is now. Atlanta has received the opening kickoff in all 6 of their games thus far this season. They won the coin toss and elected to receive in 4 of them. And then the opposing team won the toss and deferred in 2 games. The Falcons have scored first in 5 of their 6 games. The only game where they didn't score first was when the Panthers blanked them in week 3. Atlanta has scored the game's first touchdown in 4 of their 6 contests. So this is something to keep in mind when you're betting first half lines or first touchdown scored, first reception of the game, etc. etc., as the king of Siam would say. This week, they are playing the Dolphins. I just looked up the Dolphins as far as the opening kickoff. They have won 3 coin tosses, all 3 of them at home. Against the Patriots, they deferred. And then their last 2 games where they won the coin toss at home against the Jets and Chargers, the Dolphins elected to take the opening kick. So this might be a game where whoever wins the opening coin toss ends up electing to receive. But yeah, just store that information away in the vault of your mind. And you see some Atlanta stuff out there on the market, okay, just consider it. Okie dokie, that's going to do it for us today. Enjoy week 8. I will see y'all in the CSI Discord, where I watch every press conference from every head coach, offensive coordinator, general manager, put all the important notes from those pressers. It's about 100 plus per week. All the notes go into the CSI Discord. That link is in the top right hand corner right there. Oh my God. Very concerning how long it took me to find where that is on this mirrored camera thing. But yeah, it's up there. It's in the description for the audio listeners. All right, folks. See you back here next week. Sarah, take us out.